Affairs that she actually one of the hawkers. In baby factory issue, we have the hawk.
There are middlemen.
Yes, yes. We have the hawks. The hawks, that's a different one. We have the hawkers, the one that middlemen, that's a cartel of the soul.
No, who's the hawk?
The hawk is those group of people that snatch the baby from their mother. That is a baby that's less than a year old. Probably you are going to the farm with your baby. They can be on a bike. They will snatch the bike, forcefully take the baby from you. And they have the hawker that takes from them to sell. It's a cartel.
But what makes Imo State a fertile ground for this?
No, it
I think we should ask the commissioner that question.
I will ask you eventually because the police would have done some intelligence.
It's the ability of the police to send a searchlight to every part of the state and ensure that the men are there, having been properly trained and properly instructed to do the right thing. We are following the footsteps of the Inspector General of Police that gave a marching order to the Commissioner of Police, Imo State, Mr. Musa Kassina, that I don't want to hear the case of baby trafficking. Yeah, I don't want to hear kidnapping. I don't want to hear robbery, and I don't want to hear remove from park. So those are the marching orders that we are working on.
Yeah, but from your intelligence, what makes Imo State the fertile ground? Because we've discovered more than one, and there's not been one discovered in Lagos or
maybe I should answer that.
Okay.
Maybe I should help you out as quickly as possible so that we don't deceive the time. Well, like he just mentioned earlier on, the phenomenon of what we have now come to call a baby car factory, or the practice of baby factories, is a national malaise. It's a national phenomenon. He will also tell you that from the revelations we got in from interrogations carried out by the police, it shows you that it's a very high network and high net worth business that is thriving. It's a cartel, it's a mafia. So Imo State, if you like, may just be referred to as a branch. And in that case, not just a branch, a small branch for that matter. But what happened in the case of
where are
Imo
the
State,
other branches?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. The revelations that we've gotten, both from our own personal interrogation to the Ministry of Women Affairs, and even the revelations that have come out from the police own interrogation, shows very clearly that you find these cartels headquarters in states like Ebonyi, Edo, Plateau, Lagos, Rivers, Benue, and even Abia. And you have a bit of it also in Nasarawa. So Imo State is more or less like a branch. But one of the things he told you is that it is the intelligence service that exists in Imo State that have uncovered this. And we as a government are actually beginning to advise that more work needs to be done on the national level, because even after all the effort that have been made in the state, you resolve this and you don't resolve the issues in the neighboring states and other far states, the likelihood of the thing coming back to Imo State is actually going to be high. And it is actually, congratulations, let me put it that way, all thanks to police-government synergy. Whenever you have police working on the same page in conformity with the states, the police work becomes a little much easier. When he was telling you police and stakeholders, perhaps what he was just trying to refer to is what I'm going to tell you now. In Imo State, we practice what we call the fourth tier of government. It is a novel idea. It's an experiment. What we're all used to is the three tier of government. You have the federal, you have the state, then you have the local government levels of government. But Rochas Okorocha came in and brought in a novel idea, which initially attracted some criticisms. But over time, with the result we are beginning to get both in the efficiency of governance and the eradication of crimes at all levels. Don't forget, until very recently, Imo State was a heaven for not only child trafficking or baby factory, was also a heaven for kidnapping. How did the state, within the last year of intensive combing, solve the problem? It is through the CGC. When we say the CGC, we're talking about Community Government Council, which is another, the fourth layer of government that puts responsibility almost at the doorstep of every individual, every citizen. Because what we have done is that if you look at the Southeast, we have the highest number of traditional rulers. I mean, in terms of the absolute numbers, almost every autonomous community in the Southeast has a traditional rulers. They earn money. I don't want to say they earn money. They earn stipends or allowances. But what do? What do they do in turn to show for the money that they earn? So So the government came with this idea. The fourth tier of government has the traditional ruler of that autonomous community as the head. And because you are the head, you have been given authority. It is your responsibility to ensure that no crime happens in your immediate community. Because the calculation is very right. There is no criminal that does not have a source, that does not have a place. And like we normally say in Lagos, I'm robber, no be spirit. Like human being like me and you. They live with us, they eat with us, they dance with us, they go to church, the same church with us, they go to the same market with us. Their children go to the same school with us. Invariably, as individuals, as citizens, we know almost every crime scene. We know every crime location. We also know the committers of the crime. But they have not been involved in a system that can throw up those people voluntarily to the police so that police can do their job. So what had happened is that because an Eze, a traditional ruler, knows that if any crime is discovered in his own community, he stands the chance of being demoted. So he also been equipped with what we call the Imo Security Network, which is another novel idea of community policing without running foul of the law. We got the K9 group from United States to come and train our indigenous men and women from within the same community. When you are trained, you are armed, but you are posted to the same community under the CGC government that consists of the Eze as the head, the president of town union who will have been elected democratically by the town as a secretary. Then you have a woman leader, you have a youth leader. They form a government. Within them, they take control of that community and ensures that they take responsibility for anything that happens in the community, good or bad. So that has been responsible in the recent times that these practices have been thrown up.
Been uncovered.
And we can now say with confidence that the CGC is working. The Imo Security Network is working. But we have a fear. Now that we are saying that Imo is no more a heaven for kidnappers, Imo State is no more a heaven for baby factory or baby making or child trafficking. What happens over time? The pressure will continue to come back if the same thing is not done in our neighboring states. So we are actually calling on the police on the national level to contact the police in Imo level to study how they have worked very closely with Imo State government, particularly with the CGC and the Imo Security Network, and then look at the revelations from the interrogation that have taken place so far. They will discover that there are somewhere outside Imo State where these people are headquarters, so that the police can go after them, because Imo State cannot go beyond the borders of Imo State to begin to fight.
It would be good to come back to that, but one would want to ask Lelis and Matthew Daniel, when you look at what has happened now, what is it in these young children that would inspire them, that would urge them, that will motivate them, or that will push them into committing this kind of atrocity, into agreeing to be a party to a baby factory?
Well, I had wanted to ask why Imo State suddenly, it's about 3-4 this year alone, but the commissioner has enlightened me on that. But the crux of it all is poverty. The end result is the financial disempowerment that is happening all over the place. And I was reading the last one that the doctor, James Ezuma, Dr. James Ezuma, hiding behind NGO.
Is he a real doctor?
He is a real doctor.
We are still investigating.
Okay.
Well, they said he is a real doctor, but they can investigate very simply. The medical council, he will be registered there. If he's not, So now he has an NGO and a clinic there, and you find that. I was reading, the girls said they didn't know, they went there and they were taken in, parents said they didn't know, but most likely the parents know about it, and it's a syndicate out there, so rife, but the parents know, and it all boils down to poverty. And when cottage industries, entrepreneurship is being crippled by the energy factor, you find that people will look for other ways to try to make money, and they go very high. For instance, because of the social norms, a boy goes for between 350 and 600,000. A girl goes from between 250 and 500,000. You understand? to be sold. And then they give the girls about